Welcome back, Truth Seeker. Saturday, July 6th, 2019. It was a great day in baseball yesterday. Going to try to keep the momentum going today. The date numerology today is 52 and 25. The 25 path has been consistent for about 5 days straight. The 50-something path has not. So focusing on the 25, there are a number of teams that can pick up a 25th win or loss today. The Rangers could potentially get that 25th away loss. Remember, our goal right now is to find a strong pitcher narrative that also goes with the date numerology. We've realized when we zero in on those variables, we have a high success rate. The problem with this Rangers game is the pitcher narrative goes against the date numerology. Chavez of the Rangers with a win would be 7-4. Texas Rangers 74, the team he pitches for. Pineda with a loss would be 5-5. Minneapolis is 55. Minneapolis is also 64 though, so you could make sense either way with Pineda becoming 5-5 or 6-4. But Chavez, his numbers make a little bit more sense with the win. So it makes that one tricky. That said, the date numerology has been pretty consistent right now. So I would lean towards the Twins, but I'm not crazy about that game. The Orioles have played well on Saturday. Notice Cashner, their best pitcher, can become 9-3. Remember, Orioles equals 93. Saturn equals 93. Saturday named after Saturn. Probably part of the reason the Orioles are playing well on Saturday. If the Orioles win today, they would get their 25th win versus the American League, and they would stay on 25 losses versus the AL East. So a number of things line up for the Orioles there. I'd take them today. If they do sweep the Blue Jays will get to 58 losses. Baltimore 58. By the way, Baltimore can become 4-1 in Toronto today. Baltimore is also 41. They won 4-1 yesterday. The Royals and the Nationals are a monster favorite. This is the biggest line I've seen this year. Kind of confusing why it is so big, but notice the Nationals going for that 25th home win on the 25 date. The Brewers and the Pirates. The Brewers could potentially pick up their 25th away loss today. The pitcher for the Pirates is its 191st day of his age, which is the 43rd prime number. The Pirates could get the 43rd win. The Brewers could get the 43rd loss. By the way, Pirates equals 43. The 125 that could go in the Brewers' favor is they could get their 25th win versus the NL Central. The records for the overall and home and away seem to trump the division records, though. So I am leaning Pirates here, but beware, there is one thing going for the Pirates, the division record. Or one thing going for the Brewers is the division record, but still more pointing to Pirates here. The Red Sox and Tigers, not a lot to go off of. If the Tigers did win, they'd even the series at 3-3. Tigers is 33 in the most pure cipher, but it's also 42. Red Sox could become 4-2 versus the Tigers. Zimmerman is going for his 25th career win with Detroit on a 25 date. It's possible. There's a lot more success with pitcher gematria alignments than date numerology alignments. Keep that in mind. The Marlins and the Braves. Fried, one of the Braves' aces, with the win would become 10-3. Marlins equals 103. That's the most likely narrative there. About the only thing going for the Marlins is they could potentially stay on 25 away losses on a 25 date. The Yankees and the Rays. The Rays can pick up their 25th home win today. Tampa Bay equals 25. If Sabathia didn't get the win, but Snell did, Snell would become 6-7 on the season. CC Sabathia happens to equal 67. Again, it's better to have a gematria connection with the team or city than the pitcher. Blake Snell in gematria does equal 39. If the Rays did win today, they'd be 3-9 versus the Yankees. Think about how New York is 39, so you'd have some symbolism in that too, becoming 3-9 versus New York. Plus, you got the date numerology there. And if the Rays did win today, it would give them a shot to get to 26 tomorrow on the 26th date where Yankees equals 26. Things to keep in mind. Remember, the Yankees did win yesterday in that World Series riddle we were looking for. The Indians and the Reds, the Battle of Ohio. If the Indians lose today, they'll be 4-6 versus the National League. Reds equals 46. Also, if Cincinnati wins, they'd get their 51st win all-time versus the Indians. Cincinnati equals 51. They'd stay at 61 losses. Ohio 61 in the Battle of Ohio. And the Reds can also get their 25th home win on the 25 date. So things look good for Cincinnati there. If Bieber loses, he's 7-4 on the season. Ohio's 47. Indians is 47. The reflection is 74. The Angels and the Astros. The Angels have a chance to sneak another one out. It's possible the Astros only win one in this series to get to 32 home wins because Angels is 32. If Heaney got the win today, he'd be 2-2 on the season. Angels is 22. If Cole lost today, he'd get his 53rd career loss. Los Angeles is 53. He could also stay at 52 career losses on a 52 date. Again, the date numerology hasn't been real consistent with pitchers. The Astros are 2-1 versus the Angels. They could become 2-2 or win and be 3-1. Angels is 22-31. And the Astros could also get their 25th win versus the AL West on a 25-date numerology. So, conflicted riddle there. The Cubs and White Sox, dicey. If Lester won, he'd be 8-6. The game's at Guaranteed Rate Field, which equals 86. Also interesting, if the Cubs won, they would be 8-6 versus the American League in Guaranteed Rate Field 86. The game is on Fox. Fox equals 18. Cubs could get the 18th away win, but notice the 25-date numerology. White Sox can get the 25th home win. If Lester lost, he would be 7-7. Chicago's divided into 77 neighborhoods. Just like how the Cubs could also become 7-7 versus the AL in this Battle of Chicago. So I am not crazy about this game personally. The White Sox next home win versus the Cubs is 32. You have the lesser date numerology of 32. So tricky. Cubs could stay on 46 wins. Chicago's 46. Again, tricky one. The Phillies and the Mets. The Mets come into the game on 39 wins, and if they lost today, they would be 3-9 versus the Phillies. New York 39. If both New York teams lost today, there'd be 39 tributes in both games, which is interesting. Again, New York 39, big number. The riddle for Syndergaard to win today is with a win, he'd be 6-4, kind of like 64. Today's 311 days after his birthday, the 64th prime. He'd also get his 43rd career win. Philadelphia Phillies 191, the 43rd prime. So that's tricky. Phillies could also stay on 25 away losses on the 25 date. But New York and 39 is always hard to ignore. I should mention, though, if you use the exception, New York is 48. That number also plays. So Syndergaard does have a nice riddle to become 6-4. Can't ignore it. Not crazy about that game, though. Cardinals and Giants. I do like the Giants today. Cardinals can get the 25th away loss on the 25 date. Giants equals 25. St. Louis equals 25. Last year, the Giants were 2-5 versus the Cardinals. If the Cardinals lose today, they'll be 7-5 versus the NL West. San Francisco Giants equals 75. If they lose tomorrow, they'll be 7-6. San Francisco equals 76. That would also give the Cardinals their 26th away loss on the 26th date. Notice Bumgarner's on the mound today with 115 wins. St. Louis equals 115. I'm wondering if Bumgarner's going to get another win. It would be symbolic for him to be traded away with 115 wins in the year of the 115th World Series over the All-Star break, which probably will happen. But we'll see if he can get one past it. His team does have the riddle to win today. Doesn't mean he has to get the decision. But I do like the Giants. Rockies can pick up their 25th away loss on the 25 date and fall to 8-4 versus Arizona on the year. Arizona's 84. The pitcher for the Rockies, Gray, there's two ways to look at his record. He could fall to 9-6 on the season. Diamondbacks equals 96. Or he could get his 42nd career win. Diamondbacks is also 42. Arizona's 42. So there is a little riddle there for Gray. But him falling to 9-6, his team falling to 8-4. That would make perfect sense. I did just think of one more thing that I should consider. If the Diamondbacks did lose to the Rockies, they'd be 3-9. Arizona's 39. But in light of the fact that the majority of games are following this 20-something numerology track, I'm giving the weight there. So I think the Rockies probably fall and get that 25th loss. Padres and Dodgers. If Paddock loses, he's 5-5 on the season. Los Angeles is 55. The Padres would fall to 1-4 in LA. LA would become 4-1 at home versus the Padres. LA equals 14-41. And the Dodgers would pick up their 38th home win. San Diego 38. So I think things are good for the Dodgers there, especially the 41-14, which seems to hit a lot in LA. And for the Athletics and Mariners, this game seems to run through Marco Gonzalez. Notice he's 9-7. Remember, Athletics is 97, Mariners is 97. The first game of the year between these teams, the score was 9-7. If Marco wins, he'll be 10-7. Seattle equals 107. 107 is the 28th prime number. He can get his 28th career win and become 28-19. Seattle equals 28, 19, and 107. So he can have the ultimate Seattle tribute with a win. It's 251 days after the A's manager's birthday. That's the 54th prime. The Mariners can stay on 54 losses. The A's pitcher can fall to 5-4. Baseball 54. So that's it for baseball today. There are some good riddles. I'll let you pick out which one you think is your favorite. I'd say which one it is that I think is my favorite, but that's been a curse. So we'll leave it there. Going to be back at noon Pacific, 3 Eastern to decode UFC tonight. Good luck, Truth Seeker.